And it's the amount of monologue that this man can have.
Ha! Fooled you, genius. This momentary blind spot was all
Oh man, blue lock. I made the first part of this video. It kind of sort of pushed me to reacting to the show every week and getting very invested in the blue lock and all that. And then now I just finished the second half of the season, and I will say it was just a different experience for a sports anime. Blue lock had me want to like punch dudes in the face right through the screen. It was hurting my feelings a little bit. And the problem was the first half of the season wasn't even as disrespectful as the second. And when the first half of the season ended, Isagi was awakening his inner demon. He was so high on life, which I understand. I would have been the same way. So then him, Bachida, Nagi, off the bat, as soon as we start the second half, they're taking on Rin, the Incredible Hulk, and the Flamboyant Freak. In Blue Lock, I don't expect much, but the way they started this game, here they looked a lot more poised. Isagi was taking shots, and he was playing calm, cool, and collected. Nagi passed him the ball, getting easy buckets. But I mean, we already knew Rin was going to be a problem. I expected him to turn up a little bit, not in the fashion that he did in this game, though. When we were in our first selection, I thought Nagi was the king of shit talk. He did it so nonchalant. I wasn't introduced to this nigga Rin. The man has the ball half court. I see what's going on here. You guys are so shit at this sport that I might actually die of boredom. Peep this shit real quick.
Hey yo, what the fuck?
What? Who gave Rin the authority to take a half court shot? So I already know what we're about to start messing with, because we're dealing with some demons. I understand that there's a skill gap going on, and I could already see this is going to be an issue, because when you have some dude talking about his glam in tandem with him playing soccer while barely even breaking a sweat, they're losing this game. So they get another goal scored on them. Bachira's taking down the ball, 2-1 deficit. We can still come back. And then he has this bulky ass dude defending him. Kid starts having a midlife crisis mid-play, unloading all of his insecurities onto me, the viewer. And I really didn't like the way he was running to Bachira either. And despite this man injecting his super soldier serum into him while he's biting his nails, Bachira was still making clips of him. But the guy, for some reason, is just on like straight up crack, fiending for a goal at this point. And he's just bulldozing through the whole competition, and Isagi's trying to stop him by blatantly fouling him. He was risking a yellow card for this, and the kid just bulldozes him. Look at the dribbling moves that this kid was doing beforehand. He's not scoring goals like this. But no, they're at a 3-1 deficit, and Bachira, Nagi, and Isagi, they're stringing together some chemistry. I don't know. And it's like every time I see Nagi get his first touch on the ball, it's some move that really shouldn't even be humanly possible. Because Bachira strings him this pass, and Nagi hits this nigga with like a back kick right behind him. I can assure you that defense was not glamorous, brother. That was the furthest thing from it. And this shit was getting like, just for the first episode coming back, like I didn't think the show could get better than it was before. Because like the initial games that they were playing with the team ball, going up against team W, team this and that, it was great. But I think the fact that it's a 3-on-3 and it's a lot more personal now, it just allows for more dialogue and more animosity and more hatred and more fuel to the fire. Because I doubt Rin even spoke this way before he pulled up to this facility, but he's trying to just put on some sort of image, because he's calling Isagi and them NPCs, half-baked. I've never heard that shit in my life. I can't even tell if that's corny or just straight up disrespectful. And I think he's just a cheater. We don't even have time to set up the defense, and he's trying to take these half-court shots. Somehow Isagi teleports to the fucking goal and blocks that shit, talking about, if I'm half-baked, then you're fucking spoiled, nigga. Like, he doesn't. Isagi. And Isagi awoke something within this man, because he ends up scoring some wicked corner shot. And the shit is 4-2. It's not looking good. But there's still hope. It's always comeback season. I'm not even going to make up my own lyrics anymore. I'm just going to quote this directly from the source. The citations and all. They're trying to find an opportunity here, and everything's falling apart. And Rin is just outplaying them, straight up. He has a whole piece of dialogue to Isagi right here. Yo, did you find a good spot? Because he could already see Isagi is looking for a spot to score on the field. So at this point, the game is lost, because he just said to Isagi's face, Isagi, I'm gonna need you to find a book on how the human eye works and maybe learn something. Maybe. I don't even know if that's possible coming from you, you trash ass piece of shit. So once he says that, I already know it's over, because Isagi is like, there's no shot this nigga just said this. He has Isagi going delusional. Maybe the goal I smelled earlier wasn't a real goal at all. And I understand that's his thing. Isagi, you didn't smell shit. You smelled defeat, nigga. That's the only thing you smelled. So it was game 5-2. And that was it. And then they end up picking Bachira. This shit got me mad. Because the Brotherhood foreman here with Bachira, Nagi, and Isagi, it felt like something. Like, it felt like something good, and there is so much chemistry building. I was like, fuck! I feel like the viewer gets that first taste of like, damn, that was heartbreaking to me. But now it's Nagi and Isagi. And I could already see their brotherhood kind of forming here, because when they're relegated to the 2v2s, it's like they have to win or someone's going home. And yeah, so in this room, you could just feel the tension, because Barrow walks up in this room not a care in the world, as if he just won his last game. So we already know who they're about to play, and it's just straight work for Nagi. He said, considering the fact you lost, you're probably not even that tough an opponent. Do you want to play us? Because I'm trying to move up in the ranks.
What did you just say to me, little boy? Do you want the king to crush you personally? Maybe I'll make you my servant.
Damn, for someone who calls himself a king, you sure run that whack-ass mouth of yours a lot. And I thought kings were supposed to have good dental care, because those crooked-ass teeth of yours are pointing right towards the exit, because that's where I'm a sender. And then we have, see, I don't even know this man's name, but he comes up in here acting all nice, whatever. But he's all up on Barrow's dick. Barrow's leaving the little area. He's like, whenever y'all boys are ready, I'll beat your ass, whatever. He's talking his shit, mumbling to himself, whatever. And this Naruhaya guy starts running after him like an abnormal. I don't know what this was about, and I didn't like it. Sayonara, Isagi. It seemed like he had two different personalities. And I said two personalities, but I actually meant three, because Isagi is training for war a bit later. Naruhaya is pulling up to him. He's gonna probably ask him to fight. And I thought Barrow was the shit talker, and I thought he was just like his little servant on a leash type of deal. And for some reason, he just starts running his mouth. Isagi, I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't want you at all. We are gonna beat you, and I want Nagi. Because in order to move up in the ranks, you have to team up with some strong people. And you're sure as hell not one of them, because you're just like me. We're both average in this, so why don't we put that shit to the test? Okay, first off, Cabbage Patch Kid, put that fucking hand down. Get that shit out of my face. But they agree to battle it out. And when they start playing, they're having a good little game. You know, it's somewhat equal. And Barrow passes this man the ball. Barrow says, yo, shorty, pass me back that ball. Not a chance. No. No. When I saw him say that, I was like, okay, someone maybe getting sent home to the house. It was for a brief second, though. It wasn't like anything more than 5. But it's the fact that he said this to the quote-unquote king for Naruhaya, the guy that averaged 0.001 touches a game in their first matchups. To say this with some orange aura coming through his eyes, I was getting scared, because I didn't even think he was capable of this. And it's like, you could really tell where the talent lies if you're getting your shots blocked by the blue lock man, because Naruhaya had a wide open goal. He kicked that shit at like 3 miles per hour. Had no power to it. And Barrow picks it up and cleans up the mess, of course, just because he's carrying. If I'm Isagi, I'd be so mad right now, considering the fact that Naruhaya, out of all the people, is calling me Mr. Average Joe right now. Oh my goodness. I would put 5 goals in this throat now. I would be like, Nagi, fuck the game. 1-on-1, you or Barrow goes to the sidelines, because I'm not doing this shit. And it's in this episode the meme is born. The puzzle pieces are starting to form, because Isagi and Nagi, they're starting to like get this chemistry going. They tie up the game eventually 4-4. And Isagi is deep in thought now. And you know he's deep in thought. First half, Nagi was talking shit. Nagi is now trying to get Isagi out of the zone real quick and be like, hey, Isagi, are we about to win this game? Isagi took a more professional approach this time. He said, I'm gonna need you to shut up, genius. I'm about to get to the good part. And the way Nagi responds to him, he's like, okay, my bad. We get a little Naruhaya backstory about his origins. You know, how he has a sister, siblings, he was the newspaper boy, got a little good luck charm. Rest in peace to his parents. You know, that situation is tough. But that aside, pack your bag. You're going home tonight, okay? I think we actually called up Ego an hour or 2 ago. He's already got your shit packed at the door, because you know who we're picking up if we win this game. So then Naruhaya thinks, because we just had this whole flashback sequence, that this is his moment to shine. This is my time to shine, and I need to show these boys that I can hit this Isagi patented direct shot. And he hit a direct shot to the post, because that shit was ass. I don't know what multiplication Isagi just did, but he multiplied his average Joe to Naruhaya's, and he emulated it, because he is full on sprinting down the court. Barrow, stop Isagi!
Nigga, do not tell me what to do!
this man Barrow comes charging in, and Isagi is just This man mixed football with football. Isagi was running a route here, but Isagi did indeed do what he likes to call devour them. And I already know that this show is unpredictable, and based off of that first match, I was thinking he may actually pick Naruhaya here just because he wanted to be annoying. Naruhaya, listen, I really appreciate the game you played, and you were kind of making me a better player as we were going on, and I do appreciate you for that. Isagi, can you shut the fuck up and pick Baro? I'm not cut out for this. My bike's out front with today's edition of the newspaper. It's like I expected them to pick up Baro. The thing I like with the show, again, the unpredictability. But now, this is the matchup. Because Ryo, Kunigami, and Shigiri formed a team with each other. There's a lot of history on this team. And I liked the way that they got challenged because they were all naked in a hot tub. So I think it was actually the perfect environment for this because they're all in their most vulnerable state. Kunigami looks like he's got a little tan going on and he's buff as shit. Shigiri's out here looking sexy as hell. Like the way they had Shigiri looking, I was like, okay, you know what? That's fine with me. Baro comes in looking like everyone's dad. And we're acting like this is all a good time in the hot tub. And this was secretly their ploy so they could challenge Team Isagi, get them all friendly and shit, and then just turn the tables on them. And they're like, oh, who you guys playing? What's up? Like, Ryo just being the party pooper, trying to get everything so serious. I mean, who the fuck else do you think we're playing? Ryo! Oh my gosh, long time no see. I've actually been trading a lot. Like, you really opened my eyes to this soccer thing, and I've been really enjoying. We are not friends. Nagi, you realize you broke up with me. So this whole conversation just progressed into some serious ass, like, we're about to start fighting, dicks out, naked, last one standing wins. But when they start this match, I don't know how the foul system works. And I don't know where the ref is. I don't know who the ref is. But Kunigami is trying to like merengue with Baro with his hand on his shoulder, gripping his shit. What is considered defense? But I mean, aside from that, Baro, Naki, and Isagi's chemistry, that shit was abysmal. But it's only Baro though. He brings the team chemistry rating down from like a 90 to a fucking 35. So they just allow an easy goal by Chigiri and he's talking shit to Nagi, Nagi's talking shit to him, and it was just too easy. Episode 17 is where I'm talking Isagi the Demon was back in action. They're down 2-0 right now. Isagi and Nagi are like, you know what? We're gonna have to win without Baro. This is the shit I'm talking about. What on earth is this? What type of move is this? Why the fuck is this man crisscross applesauce mid-air catching the ball with his right fucking foot, crosses him over, gets a goal? They could only do so much though, because now they're down 3-1 after Kunigami gets some stupid ass header. And Isagi is really struggling to put together these pieces. He can't find the answer as to why Baro is such a dunce. So it's just that time. He just says, fuck it. It's time to lock in. I'm done with this buffoon. It's my time. And he uses Baro. He's about to melt into a fucking ball of mush. And they score. I don't think any part of me expected Isagi to act in the manner he did. Baro, keep playing the way you are. That shit's fire. Don't drag us down though. Huh? I know your bitch ass heard me. I said don't drag us down. Donkey. Are you fucking... Holy shit, man. This was the most blatant display. We may need to call in the medical team. Because there's no shot. And once this shit popped off, Isagi was just on a different playing field, man. It wasn't even respectful play anymore. And it's not even his own teammates too. Like Ryo will pass the ball, Isagi will intercept it, talking about some, hey, nice pass. Like, this is the time you need him on your team. Because Chigiri is carrying that other team as hard as his little legs can take him. And Chigiri ends up putting this shit 4-3. Next play, Baro has the ball. Isagi teleports in front of the nigga, looks at him, and uses his Conqueror's Hockey, and then forces Baro to pass the ball for the first time in his life. Isagi had this man trembling in his boots, and then busted that shit right in their face, man. Tied that shit up. Hey, yo, you smelly ass, donkey ass nigga. That was a good ass. He is shattering this man's spirits, and Baro had me thinking he was a changed man for a second. The amount you must either hate yourself or hate someone to have a whole future visualized inside of your head about you sitting on your couch, drinking a beer, looking at the World Cup, and seeing Isagi on that TV screen mid-match while you're on his team. He took what he said and he felt that shit 10 years into the future. Baro said he's not gonna let these demons control him. Isagi being one of them. So this nigga starts chopping it up. He envisions a route in his head and he just starts running in random ass directions. He's gonna get to the goal one way or another though. And he kicks his ball so hard into the goal, he's damn near about to put an indent in the shit. And then he wins the game for them, flawlessly. And he's so amped up, he starts trying to transform at the end. But no, as I said, they could have picked anyone in this situation. I was even thinking about Kunigami, and I love him. But during this game, I think he called out sick or something. They could pick Rayo here, but Chigiri was like kind of a stud. So when they picked Chigiri, it was like I expected it if they won with how this man was playing. He was playing out of his mind. Nagi is really trying in his best efforts to make amends with Rayo. Trying to commend him for his play. Like, I'm looking forward to seeing you at the final stages because you're really skilled, Rayo, honestly. And I do apologize for all that shit I kind of put onto you. But at the end of the day, I still look at you as a really close friend and a brother. So why didn't you pick me then? You forgot that we were supposed to become the best together, Nagi. This was us. But you still chose not to pick me. You know what? If I pick you, will you be satisfied with my option? Because whoop-de-doo, nigga, we'll be a team. How exciting is that? It's fucking not. That's the thing. Because you don't excite me anymore, Rayo. I have people like Isagi, Baro, and now Chigiri on my team who bring something to the table. They don't bring some sissy crybaby ass attitude to every game, trying to drag down every single player, having me walking off the field like I just smelled a piece of shit. To be honest, you're a hassle, Rayo. I'm done with your sorry ass. Get the fuck out. He had Rayo about to cry. Oh shit. Oh my gosh, man. So now, Operation Save Bachira is a go. I don't know how much time has passed since that first match to now, but those boys have just been chilling in the fort. They've been waiting for Isagi and them to pull up. As soon as this match started, the defensive assignments, Isagi on Bachira, Glam Boy on Glam Boy, The Thing versus the Hulk, and Nagi versus Rin. All the matches were compatible, and I should have seen this shit from the jump. And off the bat, we have a good little game. Bachira's trying to take this shit himself. Baro cuts him off. Isagi then intercepts his pass, and they're gone like the wind. 10 seconds in, Rin tries powering up. Don't know what that's gonna do, because you know who he's up against. Hits some judo-ass kick to Jigiri, who's running like a 4-7 right now. Just splitting the defense? What are you doing? And his goal is so good that he has Bachir starting to unleash his cursed energy. And this is a high intensity match because as soon as the other team gets the ball, they're just reciprocating exactly what they just received. Rin just starts taking ankles, dog. He sent Nagi on a fucking slip and slide, dog. Like, no, man. What is even going on, dude? I always think they have a chance, and then it's just Rin. If they didn't have a scorer like Rin, this game is over 5 points to 2. Team Isagi is taking it. And right after that, they get another goal, so now it's 2-1. Nagi knows what's at stake, and this is why I appreciate his presence. And he could see that Isagi is mentally creating this little jigsaw puzzle. Same thing with Rin. So he breaks the entire formula. He just says, fuck the plan, fuck the game plan, I'm taking this shit myself. Yeah, I'm gonna be completely honest with you. Isagi passed him the ball here. I couldn't tell you what fucking move Nagi just pulled out of his bag, but his bag is fucking deep. He has a fucking duffel. I don't even know what he's doing. He snatched his shit. He awakens his like shadow energy again, and then he beams that shit top left corner. And Blue Lock Man has, I don't think he's saved one ball yet, but you know damn well he's not saving this one. Other team's up 3-2. See, and this is why I was saying with Baro, he doesn't care who's on his team. He can't even register that there are 7 other people on the field with him. It's him and himself alone. As long as he's in the vicinity of a ball and a goal, that's all he cares about. This man steals the ball from his own fucking teammate, man. Like, what the? He's like, Isagi, I win this one. You are playing against Isagi. See, in the type of goal that this man Baro scored, this is a goal that Blue Lock Man had no business even getting close to. That's a power shot. And those are the types of goals I'm trying to see. Not those sissy ass Naruhaya goals. Send that nigga home, man. I'm still on him. No, I'm hating on Naruhaya. You know, he's humble. He's cool. I've already talked about the dialogue, but the word devour is used in such a fashion, it may even be intentional. Isagi, I'm begging. I need more to devour. Got Isagi here grinning. And then you'll hear Isagi having an inner monologue. It'll be like, Baro's obsessed with devouring me. Listen, as long as Baro is devouring Isagi every day and he's winning his games, I can't complain. And they were playing defense. I think Rin hit the ball out, got possession. They had a little play going on, and then they got a yellow card. Yo, your Tonka truck has been bullying my players this whole game. Every time there's an ounce of physical contact, he's trying to elbow them out the way, but we're not getting yellows for that. And I understand, like, if you slide tackle maliciously, it counts as a yellow card, whatever. With this wall, Rin is going to take the shot because Rin is never passing up a free kick. You know his selfish ass wants to get that shit in. And then he scores. He scores 4-3. And now it's really crunch time. They have possession. Isagi runs a diagonal route. I know this is how this kid is a fucking lunatic. Because he's convincing himself mentally that with the ball he's about to get, and then Rin hopping on his defensive end, that he cannot score it. Inner monologue, he's like, fuck, Rin's on my tail, and he's gonna block my shot. I'm safe. Fuck, I'm trash as hell. Man, stop playing it. Y'all niggas know my name. I'm fucking Isagi, nigga. I'm the demon of... Like, who does this? His direct shot with the back heel. What are you doing? He tricks the tricks that he was playing on himself on some Obito shit. And it's the amount of monologue that this man can have. Ha! Fooled you, genius. This momentary blind spot was only because you could read me, but I know your cocky ass was not gonna think I'm reverse direct healing this bitch. And I saw a clip of the dub, even better. This nigga said, got him. What? But yeah, so then we're getting a whole Bachira thing going on. We're getting a lot of flashbacks of his mother. And I think the reason Bachira feels the way he feels is because he has dudes like me talking about how good looking his mother is. And that's sort of the shell he's breaking out of right now. Because he's kind of folding under pressure right now. But then I don't know. Something snapped in him. And I don't know who taught this man soccer. This man goes ultra instinct on their ass, and he's had many combos in this series, but the type of shit he was doing was just unnecessary. Taking on a 1v3, no, it's a 1v2 because Baro's in that triangle. He's not a defensive presence unless that shit's against his own teammates. But Bachira hit these dudes with the tango, the downward dog, the flamboyant flare, and he still somehow split the defense. And this is where I drew the line with this shit, because he should have gotten a red card for this and this alone. Nagi grabbed him on the shoulder. Foul, right? Whatever. I'm not even gonna call it. I'm not blowing the whistle. I'm giving Bachira 3 fucking technical fouls, and I'm ejecting him not only from the game, from the sport of soccer. After he got enough momentum off of Nagi's grab to do a corkscrew 1080. How the fuck? We are playing a sport right now, but this man just turned on zero gravity. This shit was hard though. And I'm glad Isagi did what Isagi normally does and humbled the man. And he did that shit with malicious intent. He was trying to make Bachira cry with that save. And I don't know who made this show, like the producers, animators. How are you gonna make me wait 7 days after Isagi's nonsensical save? They had the audacity of telling me that Rin had so much spatial awareness in that moment that he predicted, just by luck though, that the ball Isagi just saved would land right in his fucking fingertips and he would get a free ass goal. They had Isagi doing the Eren Yeager on the ground trying to summon the Titans. They really portrayed that pain really well, but holy shit was it funny. Come, Isagi Yoichi. Rin, me being the man I am, if I'm already on my knees and you're gesturing me like this, I got a bus to catch. I'm gonna be heading out the facility after you because you aren't talking to me like this. If I'm joining your team, we're either doing this together or I'm carrying the team. This is not your team anymore. This is not your team anymore. You saw how I just exposed your dumbass. But unfortunately, Isagi gets picked up and Nagi and them are like, we'll see you on the other side. And they go up against 5 international players, but they had English dub voice actors talking for like the Brazilian dude, the French dude, Australian dude, whatever, and they all sounded different, like they were actually trying to mimic the American accent. And to me, that just shows like there was care into the show. You know, there's care put into the show, and it was I did appreciate that. And then in this match, Rin scores a quick goal, but the international team blows them out. It was sorry. Like they had Isagi's team looking like they have never touched a ball in their life. They were all getting exposed, but they needed this. They had this freight train ass dude show the steroid abuser what actual muscles are like, and he knocks his ass out the waist. This match dead ass was like 1 minute and 30 seconds. They got 5-1. End of the episode comes. And I didn't even expect to see this. Isagi's team of 5, obviously they pulled through. They were the first to do it. They come through the door. We have Nagi's team come through, and I'm glad that they made it and that they were the second team. And obviously they were gonna get through, but I guess they got the glasses guy that was keeping up with Chigiri, and then there's some other random. And now here's where we start getting some anomalies, some science experiments walking up in this facility, because the type of people that I'm seeing don't even look like they're from this planet. First we got Piece of Grass, Orochimaru, Steins Gate, Lucy Wannabe, and Hypotenuse. That's team That's team number 3. Next, we got Fire Force, Neji Hyuga, Sticky Notes, Isagi with the headband, and I actually don't have one for this guy, so I guess he could pass. Next team to come in consists of Hot Topic, Ocean Blue, Barno. I know this nigga's role model is Baro. I swear he has the same haircut. Sara Madara Kairu? I'm honestly gonna respect him. That dread work he's got go, woo! It's so clean that I'm gonna let him get a pass. And then I guess they have some dude who's on the injury report whose nickname is Messi. He looks a little squarish, but I mean, if his nickname is Messi, he must have some skill to him. But no, so we have Raichi pull up again, Gagamaru, one half of the pie, and then we actually have me. This is me, but then we also got the Copper Golem. This is where I knew this show was fake. Connie walks through the door, first off, acting like he's running this squad, which pissed me off. Band-aid on his head because he's probably either gotten punched or the ball kicked at his fucking noggin. He walks through this door, grit on his face, amen. He's damn right, he should be saying amen. He needs that shit so bad. I know his ass got carried. If you look at these two right now, they look sick and tired of him. I'm gonna call him Tall Teal. Next, we got Corona, and I really like this haircut, so I'm gonna call him Two Cut. We got Isagi and Shigiri looking at this man Connie like they were questioning the shit. And I know Isagi's ass was furious because he did not see Kunigami yet and probably thought it was a mistake because we see Reo obviously was revealed. And then out of all the introductions, they give this man some pink ass fire, have his eyes glowing and everything, so obviously he's gonna be an important character. Tan ass fairy looking freak, Shido Ryusei, last one in here, rank 111. Ikaguri has a higher rating than this nigga, but he still has the audacity to pull up to my man Isagi talking about some. We picked your boy Reo. That other dude he was playing with though was sorry as shit. Probably one of the worst players I've seen in a long time. When I mean long time, I'm not even talking about this life. I'm talking about my previous life. That's how long it's been since I've seen a soccer player as sorry as that nigga. And then this Barbie doll looking ass dude thinks this shit is Taekwondo and tries pulling up a cheer from episode 1. Taking Isagi's head off with the cleats, might I add. Shigiri, being the brother that he is, he knows the importance of the situation because him and Kunigami were tight. And Vachira saw this thing, he was ready to get to work. Oh my goodness. It was just the fact that he got so gangster on his ass. He was like, hey yo, dog, we could take this shit straight outside. Cause quite frankly, I hate looking at that ugly ass spray on tan you got there. And this man, Shido is so ugly. I'm sorry. He says, this tan ain't from the salon, it's all sun, bruh. Shut the fuck up. But then we learned that out of these 35 that they gotta form a team of 11 to go up against the U20 team. And that Rin's brother's gonna also be on that team. And that was Blue Lock season 1. This shit was just a ride, man. It really was. In terms of my final thoughts about it, I do feel like the first half of the season was better in terms of the animation quality, because I don't think that the people who made this show expected it to get as big as it did, to where they could like fund it as much as they wanted to. So I would like to see a bit more fluidity. And like, I love the dialogue, don't get me wrong, but I would like to see some scenes of like where there's little to no dialogue and them just running, hitting some moves and then being like, got your dumbass, and then just leave their ass in the dust, you know, rather than like having a whole inner monologue. OST, some of the best new gen music in the game. Not only just like what the one in show, but both of the openings were good, both of the endings were good. Numbness like a ginger, and numbness. Now granted, it's not Winter. Like, I'm not gonna sing Numbness Like a Ginger like I would Winter. I'll sing Winter anytime, any day. But nonetheless, both the openings and both the endings were really, really good. Every single song in the show was good. So I think they completely hit the mark on that and even exceeded that shit. The roster of characters, you end up liking like 80% of the characters. And it's like, I think they do a really good job at that too, just because they don't have to go so deep into character development since it's a sports anime. You know, you don't have to go into someone's past and do this and that. It's like, they just have to adapt to the game and adapt to their situation, excel, surpass their limits there. Giving Blue Lock a rating, I don't remember what I gave it before, but I think I am very confident with giving it a 9, just because of those things that I said. How the second half, I feel like there's a lot more dialogue, a lot more still frames. Animation kind of fell off a little bit, not necessarily the art. There was a lot of CGI. There was the whole season, but there was just a bit more of it and just a lot of idle time, and that was just a main thing for me. But give me a hypothetical where the pacing of that is all good and the animation's there, I wouldn't even hesitate to put this shit in S+ tier, give it a 10 out of 10. No doubt. It was just that good of a show. I really did like it. The Blue Lock Changes You Part 2. Let's try and have this video. I mean, you gotta shoot for. Let's try and have it do as well as the first one. That's asking for a lot. That was like 300K views. I don't even know how I pulled that shit off. If this one could even get like 20K, I think that would be a success on my part. Comparing it to that video, let's shoot for, I guess, 1,000 likes on this video, maybe, hopefully, I don't know. And without further ado, that's the video, and on to the next one.